You on with the husbands? It's me, Stace. Of course, I got my husband with me. Got Randy P, Stu, Baby, and Coach, the Coach Will. The real deal Coach Will's with us. And we got a special guest in the building. Local hip-hop artist, rapper extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, husbands. Echelon Knoxx.
What's up, my brother? Let's do it.
Yeah, baby. You are on with the husbands.
Yes,
and we about to get with it, man. Look, I'm going to trash my notes. Because, we just about to kick it. Sometimes people think they come in, it's going to be, we taking pictures, or we going to it's going to come in and be all formal. We relaxing tonight.
Right.
Just want to holler at you for a couple minutes, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but man, it's good to have you here, man.
Appreciate it, man. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for the phone call, even.
Man.
Me to share y'all platform, man.
Well, you doing big things. You're doing big things. I saw or I heard that they used your song. There's a movie that's out now. I think what is it called?
Sinner's Warning.
Yes, sir. And your song,
hot joint.
Your song is featured in the movie.
Yes,
correct?
sir. Yep.
Yeah.
Good brothers over there, Jimmy Jenkins and Joshua, man. But I think they believe in my ministry, they believe in my music, and that's the reason why they decided to put it in there. I think it fit really, really well with the credits, man. Man, if you haven't seen the movie, you missing out.
Really? Is that good?
Is that good?
Yeah, if you haven't seen the movie, you missing out.
Really?
Pretty much, think about it. The fact a pastor falling in love with a prostitute, that's not the typical church space story. So I mean, just to put that inside a film and the way they did it, and the characters they had, man, they had some great characters,
Really?
Pinky, they had everything.
I ain't see it. I haven't seen it yet.
Man,
soon.
You gonna go see it? Oh man, yeah. We almost had him on the show. Some things ain't work out. They didn't come through, but
Von Hill.
you got. People like, who are they again? Like, for real?
Yeah,
I did nah. But nah. Hey yo, man, props.
Yes,
Look,
sir.
this is the thing. It's people where we from doing their thing. Down with it, man.
Definitely.
But you said they support your music and your ministry, right?
Yeah.
So you call what you do ministry.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, so talk to us about that, because you're a Christian hip. Well, do you say Christian hip hop artist, or do you say I'm a rapper who's a Christian?
Yeah.
Like, what do you say?
Man, I just had a whole album about this topic, man.
Yeah.
It's called whatever you want to call it, and that's pretty much. That's how I see it, man.
Yeah.
I'm a believer. I believe in Jesus Christ. It's gonna be obvious, but I believe I got a great balance of what I do with relativity. Being relevant, and I'm also having that accountability of the word inside my music as well. So I think, man, it's whatever you want to call it. Whether you want to box me, don't box me into whatever just because you might think I'm a Christian.
Yeah,
just take, what I'm saying, take a clip.
Interesting you said that, because that was one of my questions. Do you ever feel boxed in, by gospel and what the genre says that you have to be? You ever feel that way?
Yeah, at one point in my career, I didn't, just because I felt like the path that I was going was so different at the time. But now it's just seeing the way even some of the leaders in Christian hip hop or gospel hip hop, they feel a need to take the name away, because of that box, and because of the moment people start to categorize you as this, it's like, oh well, nah, I'm gonna automatically turn my ear because it ain't popular, it ain't popular. So now you just gotta find that fine line, and I think that topic has put the whole industry in such a way where it's like, we gotta figure out how can we go out and be accepted, if you will. So we don't even like. I would say we don't even lift up our own in a way where it's the pot's so small, so everybody and whoever been killing it for the longest are the same ones that's killing it now, and the pot, you ain't sharing the wealth with nobody.
Right. Wait. I don't want to skip over that.
Yep.
You saying the wealth ain't being shared? Are you saying that there are other artists in your vein that don't necessarily open the door up?
Yeah, I mean, I would say maybe it's not enough food for everybody to eat. I mean, so it's like, I mean, and I'm talking about for more of the business side of it, or for more of a, but I just think that you got to think the turnaround with secular music, right? How many artists come out a year? You know, the how much wealth it is for people to be able to come in, you know, as younger artists and be able to think about it. In the gospel industry, it's not too many people that's my age or younger who younger people can relate to. Right. So you got to think the younger people going to relate to what they see, and what they see is the secular younger people.
That's true. Right. So and it's been that way for years though, because I remember coming up.
Exactly.
Real talk, like let me just being real, and there's no diss to nobody.
Right.
Like back then, like Lecrae was out, and to me Lecrae was whack. Right. Back then, like he ain't whack to me now. Like he come a long way, but that's all. Like everybody else who I like, man, I don't want to listen to this.
Right.
And I just like Randy tell you. Randy, get in my car, listen to some of that stuff.
He try to make me turn it.
Bro, turn it off. I don't listen to that. I don't listen to that. Nah, you know, that's how I felt. So, you know, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I just feel like even for me, I always, you know, I pray to God like all the time that, you know, once I reach even a certain age or a certain status in my career, if my music hasn't transitioned from completely from the younger and to like the older crowd, then I can't be 40, 50 years old trying to still reach the younger people, like to a certain degree, because it's like we don't even connect on the same things
right. You're starting to age out of that for real.
So I think that, you know, we just got to be smart and wise about how we even going to go about connecting with the youth.
Let me go down that business track. I'm sorry, I'm being greedy with the question. Jump in at any time.
So I think Stu Baby had a question.
No, it was a diss because he's talking about 20 years ago. Because he's 40 now. Your ears have matured.
You talking about me?
Yes. When you was like, I used to listen to that was 20 years ago, bro.
No, this is the point I'm making. All right, okay. The point I'm making is that about what he was saying, which is still true. What's true today was true then. Is that you didn't have a whole lot to choose from, and you weren't looking at Christian artists saying, "Oh, I want to be like that." That was true then. But you're just trying to openly diss me. Is that what we're going today?
Exactly. That's all I'm trying to do. I think I achieved it.
Because we got about 10
minutes. 40, dog.
We got about 10 minutes left. We got 10 minutes left to make those jokes. Wasn't my joke, though. It was your wife's joke.
And the crazy part about it is...
Thanks for bringing us back on topic. He said it's about to get ugly.
I'm feeling real. But crazy, because I don't want, you know, anybody to take my words and twist them. It's a lot of Christian artists, hip hop artists that's doing anything across the world.
Real talk.
It
is. You can go down a long list of them.
It's just that, you know, we don't get the same publicity or the popularity as, you know.
So I was going to ask you. Oh, go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
Now, what do you think could change that? Is it the older people reaching back?
Yeah.
Is it just, you know, touring? What do you think?
It's a number of things. Like I said, the older ones, you know, are reaching back, and also just sharing, like having that unity, man. Even amongst, you know, fellow Christian hip hop artists, or even gospel in general. Like, you got to think, even on the secular side, they feature all the time. You know, they collab all the time. When the last time you seen a gospel collab, man? Like, you know, I mean, it's the unity. It's not, and I'd have been. And it's not. I don't want to make it seem like I'm shading the gospel industry or nothing like that.
No, not at all.
But you know, I done been on, you know, shows with the top of the top, and it's like a lot of the stuff that we see, like on Instagram, it's not the same offline. You know?
Wait a minute. Are you? So you saying this is hypothetically? If I'm just hypothetical so that I can understand, I'm not trying to tell you throw out real names.
Yes, sir.
Why can't I use a name? I'm just trying to. Okay. You saying a big artist that we know, you know, who might be like, come on now, come on, Satan. He might not put you out there. He might not have you and say, hey, come rap on this with me. He might pick a secular artist before you. Would that happen?
Hey, I mean, I don't know. It really varies, man. Like I said, I don't really see too much, too many collabs or that unity the way it maybe should be. I think it's coming along now, but I think like, come on, it's 2019. We've been doing this for a long time. For us to start to get it together now, and it's kind of like crazy. But I will say, me and my wife and my team firsthand experienced that everything that we thought, you know, on this side that might be better, it's either the same on the second, like as the secular side, or worse, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait. Let me follow it up. but the nature of hip hop is competitive, though.
Right.
So how can you,
But look, one of Nipsey Hussle's principles was like access and opportunity, and that's what he was gonna try to do.
Right.
His people,
which
access and opportunity.
We actually absolutely will go into that. But to Will's point about it being competitive and being lyrical, you know what I'm saying? But if you're talking about the business side, like business, the way we get ahead is by helping each other get ahead.
No, that's true. But I'm just saying, but that's secondary, right? But the nature of itself, if we battling, is I'm trying to spit, you trying to spit. Who gonna come out and win? That's just the very nature to me of hip hop and what we were brought up on.
Yeah, but I think that like when you add that kingdom, aspect to it, and I'm not even trying to, like just church it up.
Trying to church it out,
but it's like even though it's competitive, you'll see Drake and J. Cole do a song. You know what I'm saying? Like
Drake and
Meek
Mill do a song.
Exactly.
Walking down the street.
And my thing is, you'll see Drake and J. Cole do a song, and J. Cole will be on the track and say he the best. I don't care who else on this track. So it's still competitive, but we still
collaborative.
Exactly. It's still exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Competitive and collaborative at the same time.
Yep.
Dang, we got a whole lot, but I was going to ask a question about the business part of it, because you were saying just talking about getting out there and doing business and partnering. Do you find yourself having to hustle a little bit harder than the next, go, and how do you do that, because he mentioned touring, right?
Yeah.
But are the touring opportunities the same for gospel or Christian artists?
Well, I mean, like it just depends. So another thing, I don't want to spend too much time on
Talk
it.
about
so
it, bro.
It's like you got to think. It's even a separation between gospel and Christian hip hop. It's different.
Really?
It's different.
You mean gospel music?
Gospel music and Christian hip hop.
Okay.
So it's like it's division there. So like until we as a whole, as even the gospel community, just accept everything. Like as long as we uplifting the kingdom, until we accept that, we won't have that unity. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you come to some churches and you do your thing. There's some people in the back like, what's he doing? Well, I want to hear some mercy. What he playing up there?
Them people almost dead though.
Right.
I'm just saying,
those ones who got the coins to the church.
They not the only ones, bro. Because listen, we coming up now, and
I know. I'm just speaking to the point of how he said it's just two different.
He can get that hate sometimes. I feel you, right?
And that's why I respect like a lot of artists, like for instance, Molly Music, who man, I was doing a show down in Florida, and he wasn't even supposed to be on the show. He just happened to be in town. They called him up. I guess they worked the numbers out for him. He came to the show. I performed. I was like one of the maybe like second or third artists to perform. I ain't have a lot of time, I was doing one of my songs, and he walked on stage while I was on stage and was like, man, your ministry is dope, and this is Molly Music, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your ministry is dope. After that, he like, man, I'm about to go on tour. I want to take you with me on tour. So like that's how that connection worked. Like I think God and your ministry, God will make room for your ministry, man.
Right.
And,
Wow.
And so that right there was nothing but a God moment. The fact that it was my best friend's birthday. His favorite artist is Molly Music. Molly Music wasn't even supposed to be on that show. He come through. He stepped on stage. We connect afterwards. And it was history from there. And I go on one of my second tour, first big tour, and man. So I think that we can have any kind of business mindset that we want, but God got to make room for it.
Yeah, real talk. Go ahead. You had one.
Well, I guess based on your love for rap and hip hop, I saw one of your posts, and of course when Nipsey when he got killed. And your post said this one hurts. What hurt about it, based upon what he stood for and what he rapped about? What hurt about it?
Yeah, and all respect to his family.
Absolutely, man.
Whoever that was close to him. I'm not even gonna get on this mic and go down everything that he done, because I don't want to disrespect his legacy or nothing like that. But from what I do know, man, just the fact that he was one of the ones who made it out of a environment that I grew up in, some similar to what I grew up in, and instead of leaving and being in a category with a lot of people in our communities who make it out and never come back, he actually chose to come back and build something inside of that community, and he got slain for it. So that for me, that's my intentions. Like my ministry is to go back to the same streets that God saved me from and save them, you know. So, and it's almost like to see a man 33 years old, you know, 33 years old, got a store set up inside of the community, and to be taken away from his family and from what he wanted to do, you know, just by from a sense of the shooting, man. But I challenge us to look at the bigger picture, you know, like this, like because it happens to Nipsey. But it happens everywhere, you know.
Yeah, it does.
And it's like the environment that it's almost like a jungle. Like animals, they kill to survive. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's like
you saying that T.I. put out a post like that. And he was just talking about how we live in like people in a third world country. This stuff is still happening. But I want to say this too for people, somebody who might not know. Nipsey Hussle is a rapper, hip hop artist. He was killed on Sunday. In front of his store. Marathon Clothing is a store that he put right back in his neighborhood, and he got killed in front of it by somebody who, you know, he had contact with. The person who is charged with the murder, his name is Eric Holder, and I think he got charged today. But yeah, young man, you know, doing his thing back in the community, like you said. Yeah. Going back, like
he entered a not guilty plea,
and he entered a not guilty plea. Crazy. It's a lot swirling around this situation, man.
And just to finish off, that's why I think it's important for even people like Ricky, the guy y'all have on the show, like to do stuff like that, like to encourage our younger people and just challenge their minds with different things that I didn't have nobody teaching me about financial literacy.
And then, you know, I was gonna say that to you, man. Like, did anybody ever like even put that thought into your mind?
Not even close, man. Like, just my story. I grew up in the streets, man. Like, you know, selling drugs, being locked up, thinking I needed a pistol for my protection, the whole 9 yards, man. So that's why even this killing, and when he was speaking, I was just so in tune with him. Like, wow, we didn't have these kind of opportunities. So I think I'm challenging everybody. Like, we need community leaders, we need mentors, we need people that's going to step up and challenge our youth to do something different. I mean, the money, the cars, and everything, that's fine. But I mean, like, what are we going to change about our communities?
Yeah.
See, people in other communities, what they do is they raise leaders to become governors. They raise leaders to become politicians, and that's how you get change inside of your community.
That's how you get what you want.
You know,
that's
how we get what we want. But we don't think that. We think if we just sit back and protest, and then they can get nothing to us.
Exactly.
At all. You got to get out there and go get it.
You know, because like in his he did an interview. Nipsey did an interview, and he basically was saying how before he even started selling drugs, he wanted to legit, real live do music, and he said he felt boxed in, and he was like he succumbed to the pressure because he had no outlet. You know, so that's why it's like it's real important to support. You know, things like, previous guests had on, just to support community stuff that's going on, that's going to give these kids an option to look at so they can do and see, like, oh, I can be this because this option's here.
Yeah. You know, another thing I think we should do, is important for us to do, is consider like consider our language as we refer to ourselves and what we do. Yeah. And then this is why I say that, because we know in other communities they do that, right? Because we can see it. We can see them grooming their children. I groom my children like that. I have very intense conversations with my children. My oldest in particular, because she's, you know, finding her way into a particular track right now. And I said, you know, one of the most important things that you need a career for is for power. For all of us. You know, not just so you can go out and make a bunch of money. No, we need power. And that power, at the very least, needs to be so that we say, we don't have to take that. That's the first step.
Stolen, take it home.
I think as we do that as individuals, and I think there are more of us doing it, because the fact that we're having this conversation of one accord, this conversation's happening in a lot of different places. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we need to recognize that there are others of us who are having this conversation. Be confident and reach out, because you know, just like you recognize what he's doing, that's just a connection. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that's part of your audience. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, we absolutely have the power to do it, you know, and recognize that we have the will. Like, we living in a day where people like us are ready to stand up and do. You know, I for one, absolutely. You know, that's the impetus behind this show. It's like, you know what? Let's find a way to get people who have businesses and who trying to get to the next level. Let's make a pathway for them to get some information, because it's hard, man.
I think it's really important to speak on what you're saying, to like train up your kids, like to have that knowledge. I know a guy, one of my deacons in my church. He have a moving business, right? Yeah. And his son is going to college right now for something totally different than, you know, business or anything. And I think, like, the way other people in other communities, what they do is they teach their children how to run their business, right?
Yeah.
So if you got a moving company, why not send your son to school to help, expand your business,
right?
And be able to. You already got a business that's got customers. You got, you built that, and so why not have your son go to school to learn that? And I'm not saying force him to do something that he don't want to do.
Yeah.
But I think that if you can kind of just instill that in his mind at a young age, because that's what they do in different communities, man.
Yes, tell them I tell my kids, this is what we do.
Yes, sir.
I put that in their mind. I know you want to do that. All right, let's find a way for it to work here. Interesting, if you read the Miseducation of the Negro, the author talks about the fact that he was in college with a man. While he himself learned the arts, this man learned textiles, his father's business. And to this day, while I'm very well educated, is what he's saying, this man is wealthy, and I'm still trying to make a living. As educated as I am, so it goes to your point. Yeah. We need to be teaching our kids to do what we, to do what we do and further what we do.
Exactly.
And not teach them that you're not just an individual, we're a family, and we're doing this thing together. We're going to grow ourselves up, man. Yep. Look, man, I know we're running out of time.
Yes, sir,
I want you to tell people how to find you, man, what you got going on next, how they can buy your products, man. Talk about it real quick.
Man, Echelon Knoxx, man, my Instagram, @Knoxx100, that's KNOXX100. Just dropped a project called, what was my latest one? No Complaints. Thank you.
The wife. I tell you,
I'm still
the manager extraordinaire. Yeah.
But the
winning season, Knoxx.
That's what I was like, we were talking about victory lap. I was like, talk about winning season.
It's an EP called No Complaints, followed up from my album, whatever you want to call it. The reason why I named the EP No Complaints is because I was going through a season where, things might not have been as good as I might have wanted to go, but at the end of the day, I got God's grace, so I have no complaints for nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I need to continue to succeed in my life, man. My wife, my family.
Yeah.
Got God, man. What complaints can I have?
Hey, man.
Man. But look, follow me, @Knoxx100, Echelon Knoxx on YouTube, iTunes, everything, man. And follow me as I follow God, man.
Oh, whoa. That was a great line.
Yes, sir.
That was a hot line. Now we're going to our freestyle segment. So
I've been practicing.
I was supposed to hear your top 5 MCs, but that's cool. We can keep the camera rolling, and we can get another camera right here to do that part. But I want to thank everybody who tuned in. Thank everybody who commented and shared. I want to thank Knoxx for coming in. I want to thank Oda Creative, and I absolutely want to thank Pro Paradas. Mr. Ricky Staten came in for what he's doing with these boys, man. Y'all get out and y'all follow these people. Show them some love for hanging out with these husbands. Y'all know we love you. We do this because we love that.
Yeah.